codes, and this is my node first node project, wherein I learned state management, testing, and a few other things. So, last time we had created our first test, not our first test, but our we had created our first add some data to the store function, and we had started to work on the API function. The API integration. So the way it works is that it takes data. It takes data from somewhere, I think probably from the store, and then it adds it to the no, it takes in a meal. So the function itself takes in a meal and then takes in the API and then pushes it over to the API. So it's recursive, which I think should work. We have to do some testing on it. And I think that's where we're at. So, trying to think. And this is taking a while, in part because I'm learning a lot of things. I'm learning new testing things. I'm learning a lot of other stuff. And I think it's also taking a while because I'm trying to learn new development patterns, which is hard. If I was just throwing jQuery at the wall, I could probably get it done pretty quick. But since I'm learning how to test, that's also like a thing too. All right. Anyway, so let's get started. And I guess also learning, you're super slow. I know I'm slow, at least. I will not claim anything else. Okay, so, oh lord, VS Code has an update, so I'm gonna restart to update. Oh look, it wants me to do the thing. So, what we're gonna do is we are going to, this is DOM manipulation. I need mocking. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is exactly what I need. So what we're going to do is we're going to mock the API, similar to what this looks like. So we're going to require the API function, I think. And I thought I did all of my stuff. You know what I mean. I thought I did all of my setup before, but I guess I didn't. This is like a real installation. So, reading this, so what it's doing is okay, it's going to tell me release notes, which sound awesome. I mean, ooh, integrated terminal splitting. I like this idea. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, we're going to do integrated terminal splitting. And then language packs in the marketplace, blah, blah, blah. Dragon. What? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll stop looking at the release notes. It probably has many, many cool things. Centered editor layout. I'm looking forward to looking at all of that. Okay, so let's see here. So let's pull this down real quick. And so this is where we are with our send meal to database API. And so essentially what it's doing is, I think, so the idea is that instead of um, so I don't entirely know why it's recursive, I guess. It made sense to me at the time when I wrote it, but so let's walk with me through this. It Unless it's transforming the data, I don't know if it actually needs send meal to DB API. Because, okay, so let's walk this through. It takes in this, and then it takes in this. This is a function. It calls this, which, is a send. And then from here, I don't know why it needs to call this one. And so it passes the meal to add here. But I don't know what else. I mean, the function isn't doing anything else. So theoretically, it doesn't actually need anything else, to be honest. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that if it needs to transform the data, we would do that. Nothing like looking at code you've written late at night and go, oh my god, this is perfect. And then it doesn't quite make sense. Okay, so we're just going to do that. And then we're going to save this. And then we're going to test it. Okay, so let's put this to the right. And should probably check and make sure that we're streaming okay. I'm going to put this to the left. And in this one, I'm going to check that my dashboard looks good. Great. Perfect. At least I know 2 of the 3 are online. Oh, I forgot about my chat. Oh my god. Can we not do this right now? And restreamer chat, where are you? Restream, not restreamer. I need to remember that. And I better not read things to me that I don't know. Okay, cool. Oh, it's going to read everything to me. But you know what I'm going to do? Silenced. And then I'm sure it'll take a little bit to read things. Okay. Okay, so let's do our Webpack build and our test build. So our first one is going to be npm run build -- watch. Let's make sure it's watching. Okay, great. Okay, so we've got our test and our add. Though maybe I won't like the side by side. Who knows? Okay, so let's do npm test. Sorry about the webcam shaking. I should probably stabilize my monitor. Okay, there we go. This seems to be doing its thing. API is not a function, which is kind of what we expected. Okay, and then, great. Ooh, yawn. Okay, so what we need to do Okay, so what we probably need to do is we should say I don't think we need this right now. Let's shift A, and then let's do jest.mock, and then say and we're looking in src and then API. And then let's do that. API is not a function, which is perfectly fine. Okay, great. And then from here, okay, so what we're going to do is okay, bury data. We're going to say bury API. And so what we're doing here is we're creating a fake API for it to go talk to. In the test, if you look over on the left, you'll see in the test it says const fetch current user equals required dot fetch current user. So the idea is that we're creating a fake API for it to talk to so that it doesn't have to talk to the real API and get whatever the result of the real API is going to be. Because again, that's testing the API, not testing the talking to the API. So it's like you have two sections of pipe that join together, and you want to test one section without testing the other section. So what do? You disconnect them, aka the mock. Okay, so we're going to say const bury API, and then we're going to equal that to require, and then we're going to do our dot slash src slash API. Which I don't know if that actually is what we should be doing, but because I'm not sure if it actually should be like okay, yeah. We're just gonna say that's how it looks. And why doesn't it does this unexpected require node require? Okay, well you can go stuff yourself. Yes, let's see here. I probably don't get any different result. And we're gonna say bury Okay, so let's move this over so we can actually see what we're doing. Okay, send meal data to DB API, bury data, and then bury API. And then we're going to say, ooh, one failed. Okay. I mean, we didn't define it as a function, so. Okay, and then, so what we do, bury result to equal bury expected. Okay, so let's try this mock implementation dot. Because I'm not sure if that's actually what we should be doing, but and then let's say I don't understand the CB here. Johnny Cash, CB. Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna say data, and then we're gonna fat arrow it, and then we're gonna say data. Okay, so let's double check and make sure that our bury data. Okay, so actually we probably want to do that, and then do that. Oh yeah, you don't like me, do you? Okay, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna say const result equals that, and then we're gonna say result dot push. What? Push, and then we're gonna put data inside. And then we're gonna return. Alright, ESLint, tell me what you think. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Bury.api.mock implementation. Okay, so let's match their example, and let's say expect bury API, and then we're gonna say to be called. Expect bury result. Okay, let's save it. Let's see if it runs. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Oh my god. Okay. So, Berry API is not a function. Okay. So, I'm kind of wondering. It sounds as if, like, this mock implementation may not necessarily be what we need. I mean, it's a function. We know it's a function. So, like, I'm not too worried. So what we could do is, instead of doing this, we could just Berry API is this. So let's equal that, and then we'll remove that, and then let's do it. Which I'm not sure if this is the kind of mocking that is intended. I'm a little kind of concerned that it's not. Okay. Okay, so it is not a mock. Received function API. So if we commented out this line, it would probably be it received undefined. Let's do a console log data. Okay. Again, this is not a mock. So let's Control Z and do the thing that we did before. Okay. Dot mock implementation. Okay, so let's understand this. Fetch current user, and then okay, so we actually probably Okay, let's save this and let's look at what we get again. berry.api is okay. So let's go with so let's do adding meal to DB instead. Let's use the real adding meal to DB. Okay, so adding meal to DB. Okay, and then let's do, because that is a function. So that's the thing I'm kind of concerned about. Okay, so we're mocking this. So adding meal to DB dot mock implementation. Okay, so let's do this. Expect dot mock. Okay. Seriously? I guess the thing that I don't understand is why this works. Okay, let's make sure we've got rid of all our consoles. Okay, there's probably something about dot notation. I guess the other thing that I don't entirely understand is what is adding meal to DB? So let's console log it. Okay. So it's a mock. Okay. Let's. Whoa. Alright, this is annoying. Let's comment that out. And then so let's console log and then adding meal to db dot mock implementation. I don't think I got anything. Okay, this is annoying. Okay, I did not mean to create more. There we go. Okay. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing wrong here. This says to me that I should probably table it and work on something else. Ish. I mean, so let's... No. Yeah. I don't know. That is frustrating. Because, frankly, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, it should be a function, but I don't entirely understand. So let's go with mocking. Just mock function. Let's see if we can read a little bit more about it. Hmm. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is define that is created from another module. Okay, that's interesting. So what we're doing is we're using the just incorrectly here in some way, shape, or form. So we are using the mock implementation in a way like I'm doing something wrong with the mock implementation because the mock implementation is part of Jest's functions, which is kind of the result that I got when I console logged this, right? Not when I console logged the other thing. Okay, so mock implementation. So let's search the mock implementation as not a function and see what comes up. Because I'm wondering if there's like some sort of silly sort of thing. I like, and it's not. I don't understand. Not. Nah. I'm gonna laugh if this is what it is. Okay. All right. I think I need to take a break, but this looks to be. I'm really looking forward to like kind of going and figuring out what this looks like. All right. Thanks. Taking a break. I'll be back. And we're back. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to okay, let's maximize this real quick because we're going to spend a little bit of time reading it. Okay. So it looks like if this is correct, mock callback equals jest.fn. Oh, okay, great. So I can just do this mock return value, and make that a thing. Okay, sweet. Okay, so I don't necessarily have to do the way that I think this needs to be done. Okay, so let's kill this. Let's delete. Let's comment that out, and then const adding meal to db equals. Let's call it mock API equals jest.fm. fn. Okay, and then let's take this and move it over to the right. Let's move this over to the left. And then from here, let's type in mock API dot mock return value. And then we're going to say very expected. And we should probably put this below. And then this doesn't necessarily expect. And then we'll say mock API. And then we are going to say and then we're going to say expect mock API to be called. And let's see if we're passing. No. Received undefined. Okay. Okay, so filter test fn. Okay, so let's console log this. Okay, so it's returning what we want. That says to me, guess what, kids? That says to me that my function is messed up. Okay, let's go to our client. I want a client over here. And let's go pull up our test. And let's look at our thing. Okay, so let's console log this. And let's see what we get. And it should appear in the test, I think. Okay, so that function is undefined for some reason. So let's do meals to add. Where's my thing? Which is essentially what it told me, but you know, it's kind of useful to like get some sort of confirmation. Console log. So it sounds to me like the mocking thing doesn't quite work well with the implementation, with the API implementation. because the way we currently have it set up, it will return, but it's calling it. So let's console log API. And let's see what we get. Okay. See, it's not quite working. Okay. So the idea is that we want to call the API and then return meal to add. And so what we want to do is we want to and right now it's returning undefined, probably because it's getting passed in something. Okay, so let's see if we can do mock return value. Oh, mock implementation once. So let's see if we can do it. Let's grab our thing and let's use mock implementation once. And let's, actually no, we should probably let that be, okay. And then what we should do is we should put this inside here. And let's see what happens. Failed. Okay, let's make sure that our thing is what it should be. Okay, I really don't understand why it's returning undefined. Okay. Okay, this is one of those, this should be working. Okay, let's do that. Fucking hell. Excuse my language. Yeah. Mock API test still failing. And we'll go from there. See if it's going to require my passcode. Probably. Okay. So let's ignore this for now. Because theoretically it should work. And I was also kind of thinking that, like, this add to state is cool, but I'm not sure if this add to state needs to be this complex. I mean, I'm not going to mess with it right now, but I kind of think that, you know, it's a thing. Because I kind of wonder whether or not there's like a I kind of wonder whether or not there's like, I mean, my push method might actually work. I mean, you know, sort of thing. I feel like that this like is a bit more complex than it needs to be. So, so from here, I think with it we should. I mean, mocking functions, you know, super important, but like not the end all be all. Facebook jest. There's our poor benighted thing. And so what we're doing, let's move this over to the left and then move this to the right. And let's do that. So the idea that we want to do is we want to take the value, so let's see where add to do is present in here. So what he has is he has a add to do handler, which takes an index. Which I don't actually think we need the index, frankly. But we'll... I mean, I think it may be useful later on, but right now, for this basic implementation, I'm not sure if we need it. Okay. And then what he does is he gets the value of the to-do from the thing, and then he passes that in to the add to-do, and then he renders, and then... So let's go over our code. And make sure that we've got a render. Okay. So this is our render. That's our thing. We get meals from user, it looks like, which returns a new meal. And then we okay, so add user meals. Here we go. Okay, so this is where we do our store. So what we do is we do add to state, and then let's make sure we know what add to state calls. Store to change, meal, and index. And so it's capital STOR, data to add, and then we go STOR. Only one failing test, and that's the API. Great. That needs a thing. Okay, I think we're at the moment of truth. Let's find out if this actually works. I'm going to be shocked, but also not really. Haha! Guess what? It does it. Okay, great. It adds meals. Okay. So let's do that. Now, of course, it's not currently rendering any basic meals. That sort of thing. So let's do it at, whoa, I'm on caps locks. It adds meals. I think this causes a celebration. I want to be able to add a meal. Guess what it does? It does it. Fucking ace. Okay, so let's... However, I don't know whether or not this add user meals. So let's look at his code real quick and see if this is what it should be. So what he has is he has an add to do handler here. And then that's his render, that's his restore, that's his save. I want to click. I want to find out what happens on a click. Because, okay, so let me tell you what feels weird about this. This is a lot of things. I mean, on the submit form, it gets the data. We've parsed out the getting the data. The other thing it doesn't do right now is his calls save. Ours doesn't do that. Ours just displays it to the user. So what we probably need to do is we need to send meal to DB API, and then from there what we do is so we call render, and then we need to say send meal to API, and then and this is where it gets hairy because we don't know if this actually works. And then let's go to data to add, and then we do adding meal to DB. And okay, so let's refresh, and then type in het, and then my thing, and then where is that adding coming from? API JS 16. So let's make sure that we know what that is. API JS 16. Okay, so we know that it console log. All right, so we know that it ran this thing at least. Okay, sweet. It displays meals and adds them to user to DB. Actually, and runs the adding meal to DB function. We at least know it runs. I don't know what it, we haven't tested it, so we don't know if it works, but we at least know that. I still would like to get that test working, but yeah. It's a problem in my spine. Okay. Let's make sure by testing the UI. Oh. That's a problem. It replaces the mock data. So let me show you that again. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let me do 100%. Okay. Our nice random meals. 421 is our meal name. And then here is going to be 4242. Guess what? It replaces them. It does not. It does not do anything else. That is disappointing. it needs to add to this DB, not replace, or it needs to, oh, I think I know why it does that. I think it does .html. So let's use a .append. Let's see what our tests say. Only one failing, the one we expect to fail because, you know, we haven't fully tested it yet. Okay, so let's try it out. 897 for whatever this is, and then submit. There we go. Okay, great. Okay, so feedback is kind of where we're at with this. We have done adding a meal. Yay! We have, okay, so it appends meal to the display rather than replaces it. It would be nice if we did this in vanilla.js though. I kind of hate the fact that I'm using jQuery. I feel really kind of guilty, but I'm probably going to talk about that until I feel not guilty, until I feel justified or something. Okay, so we've done our really basic thing. I think it's time. I think we're in the, like, user feedback time, I think. Okay, so what we're going to say here is mocking out the blah blah blah. So what are we saying? We're saying mocking out the API has not been successful so far. Okay, that is the longest tiny feature I have ever seen. I mean, I learned a lot, but it was really long. Okay, I'm gonna take another break, and then I'll be back for another, 5-10 minutes, and then I will be ready for my meeting. Well, and then I'll stop streaming. I don't know what. All right, I'll see you in 5. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so let's do this thing. Okay, so I'm really, really happy with where we're at. So let's clean up some of our thing. Let's delete this. Actually, hold on. Let's delete these. And actually, we should definitely... I don't think we need any of these comments. These can go away. To send, and so what we should do is send meal to database via API. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna say that, and then we're gonna say that. Unnecessary thing. Unnecessary clients. Let's check our tests, make sure we didn't delete anything. 1 failed, 4 passed, 5 total. Great. Okay, let's do some similar sorts of things. Okay. I'm just gonna have to fix that one of these days. Get in post. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, great. That looks good. So here we have a... Okay, so we want to keep that. We don't need this console log. We don't need this console log. We want to keep these. We'll keep that. We'll keep that because that current test is not working. And then we'll say comments cleanup. I need to learn how to just press all. Deletes on needed comments and inaccurate comments. Okay, great. We have committed. So next, and I'm not sure if this is a client with mock API. What I probably am going to need to do is, and I don't know. I don't know whether to add this here or not, but I kind of think that my mentor is going to have like wanting to do a better system with this. But what I will say is, next, I'm going to add a comment here. Next to develop looks to be deleting a meal. Well, I don't know. And here's where like we may need to like, because I think that from here we're going to move it to user feedback server side and done. So it may be like user stories that, because this is a user story, implement it, user feedback server side, and then done. And so like we may have like deleting meal, restore meal, and all of that over there. I mean, and honestly, that's what it should do. Um, and so I'm just kind of like, okay, this is part of what's happening, sort of thing. Um, I mean, I would really like to see. I don't know. I kind of want to create some sort of like to-do list, but I'm not sure if this needs to go here. So let's add a testing card and um, let's okay, I think I can only archive. So if I do this, I can archive. I can't do anything else. Okay, yeah. So let's just create a list in here. Let's create a list on our, I don't know what we should do. We definitely can work on our implementation details in terms of like mucking around with how it's displayed and what it looks like and all of these other different things. Like right now, this is just a bunch of p tags. And while I like the p tags, like I kind of want to scrunch them together. That and we need a multiple ingredient meal. So we also need a add an ingredients button. So from there, like we can do one ingredient, but we can't do multiple, sort of thing. And like insert your first ingredient here, and then there should be like some sort of add ingredient button. So let's create that. Okay. And then let's do input. ID equals add ingredient. Okay. Type equals type equals button, role equals button, and then let's see. And then I should probably give the label. Well, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Okay, random button. I love it. Okay, let's give it a name. Equals add additional ingredients. Okay, great. Okay, that didn't work. That's frustrating. Add additional ingredients, blah, blah, blah. I guess we'll have to create a label for it. I mean, last time I did this button, I just created a plus sign and I did that. Label for add ingredient. Okay. And let's click save and see what that looks like. Oh, look! That's It's a button that does nothing and a label that looks absolutely horrid. I wonder why this name thing didn't work. I'm not sure if I want a label. Because if I want anything, I want text inside of the button and whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. It's ugly as sin. But, you know. I wonder if I do a name. I wonder if that will make it appear. Nope. I guess name really doesn't do that. What if I create it as name submit? Okay, I guess that's how to make it. I guess it has to be of type submit to have the submit. Okay, button, name, add additional ingredients. And let's say aria live equals assertive. Yeah. Okay. And then, okay, we can at least save. Let's not commit this now. We want to push what commits we've got before we commit this, because we don't want this to go live. God forbid somebody sees my random button that doesn't make sense right now. And so we're going to have to go grab a plus, and then from there, like some sort of plus sign, and then from there, it's going to be like plus additional ingredient, and then from there, you know, we'll just have to create a template for that. Okay, pretty simple. And that way, we've got multiple things, and it's fine. All right, I'm going to let you go. Because I have a meeting in 5 minutes, and yeah, it's good to take breaks between things. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching my stream and watching me muddy through my first project in Node.js. It's been fun. Not too much Node, I feel like. Not yet. Server. Soon. I promise. Have